We're kind of bouncing back and forth a little bit, but, you know, Iowa was the exception to the red wave. We just didn't see what we thought we were going to see in the last election. We saw disappointing losses across the country, including, and so you've talked about this, I've heard you talk about it, and I think it's really important, including in traditionally red cities in Texas. You see them going blue. How do you see our party gaining votes in the next election? How do we bring new people to the table? And what role would you play at the top of the ticket to deliver those wins for America?
Well, thank you. This is the most important thing the Republican Party has to see today. It's the biggest opportunity we've had since Jimmy Carter, I think. So we can look at some of the losses, we can look at some of the things, and we can wonder about what happened in the past, or we can see this is the biggest opportunity for our party, because we've got a president in place right now that is not leading well. He's not connecting to America. He's got us in a war that, like, we need to get out soon. We'll talk about that if you want. But right now it's a great opportunity, but we're missing it because we're so divided. We're fighting a far left segment, which we need to stand against. But the 49% of America identifies as independents. 49%. So I'm from Texas. We lost Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, which we expect to lose Austin because it's kind of weird. But we lost Fort Worth.
I think you lost Austin a while back.
I went to school there, my undergrad. We lost it way back then.
You lost it a while ago.
But here's what's scary. We lost Fort Worth, which I call the last Alamo of Christian conservatives, and we're conservatism in North Texas, and for the first time in 65 years. So what it's saying is we're losing big cities. Now here's their challenge. We lost, as a nation, 46 of the top 50 cities in the last election, meaning the fastest growing segments, where the fastest growing communities are, people are young people. There's 70 million young people, Gen Zers and millennials, and they start living in these cities. It's now growing. We're not connected to millennials. They voted 70% for Joe Biden in these cities. So we've got to connect to them with a new message. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start connecting to people with, I'll call it a Republican alternative to socialism. What is our message for the poor? What is our message for people that are struggling in the inner city today? And so we've got some plans, and it's called a job movement, getting people back to work, but teaching them, amen, teaching them at a 9th grade level that having a skillful trade is not a secondary education, but learning how to have a business in electronics or computers or technology, or being a craftsman or being a plumber, electrician. This is what you can come out making more money today after 1 or 2 years of training than 4 years of a degree that some people are struggling with. And we have to teach them doing a passion for their life is a great career, and we've got to show them that.
I'm proud to say that in Iowa, we lead the nation in the number of apprenticeships.
No question.
And we have work-based learning, registered apprenticeship programs. To your point exactly, get these kids in front of these different types of industry, business, and let them find where they have the passion, and then get them used to earning a paycheck. And, you know, I love one of the kids that was in a registered apprenticeship program earned enough to buy an F-150. And I'm telling you, we had a couple in the trades in that first registered apprenticeship program, and after that we had about 25 because they all wanted to do what Charles was doing so that they could go buy an F-150 truck. It's what we do. And I want to just put a plug in July. We talk about the big cities. Forbes actually named Des Moines in the metro area as the best place for young professionals to live. So see, this is an example we can use, right? It fits in with what you're talking about, though. We're doing what you're saying.
It's got to happen because the electorate has changed as well. We talked about this earlier. 40% of America's minorities today. And if we're not careful, the Republican Party, we have a tendency sometimes to use the same message we used 40 years ago to compete with people today or to share a message today. I kind of liken it to IBM. So when I was in college, I used to sell computers for IBM. I'd show them and demonstrate them. And we thought we were pretty good back in 1989 until this company called Apple showed up. Everybody heard of them? Anyway, they started thinking about the next generation. This is what we need to do. Start thinking ahead. What's coming down the pike? How is our message relevant to minorities, to urban America, to college students? And I'm asking college students, I want to start a Peace Corps movement, like a Peace Corps movement. Get college students by the hundreds of thousands volunteering, because in primary education, especially in urban America, only 1 out of 6 are reading at the 8th grade level. We got to be smart again. Somebody asked me my first week here, Ryan, how are you going to bring jobs back to America? And I said, well, I can bring reshoring. We have some tactics on tax plans, but the best way for us to do it, I'm talking long term, let's create brilliant kids in the United States of America again that can compete at the world stage. Right now, we're falling behind. We have to catch up again.